American food, Greek flavor. You've heard that about the Acropolis restaurant for almost 25 years now, and they got a brand new head chef. It is Hardin Cowan. Chef, good to see you here in the Springer Mountain Farms kitchen.
Thank you for having me.
You got a whole bunch of stuff. What are we going to be doing?
Well, the biggest thing we're working on today is searing.
Searing.
That
right?
I brought along two different versions of meat with me to sear today. The first being an absolutely beautiful Springer Mountain Farms chicken.
Absolutely, that is.
And the second piece I brought is a local piece of beef. It's raised up at Jacob's Farm, or sorry, Simpson Farm, up in, well, I guess that is a little bit north of Cleveland.
Right.
And I picked that up over at the Main Street Meats. It's an absolutely beautiful bavette steak.
All right.
Which bavette is a cut of flank.
All right, where are we going to start?
But you see I have, the pan is smoking.
Right. Oh, yeah. I like the way that sounds.
But how does it smell?
Outstanding.
All right, so
We're going to go to the oven and stick that in.
now the second cut that we're doing,
Okay.
it's not quite as delicate as the first one. And if you'd like to glove up, how about let's cook a steak. All right, if we grab the tongs,
Tongs.
we're going to go to our pan.
Don't ever use a fork on meat.
Let's drag it just a bit. All right, now we're going to let it be.
What's the biggest mistake folks are likely to make doing this at home?
Cooking it at way too low a temperature.
Way too low. You want to make sure and get your oil smoking.
I want to get my oil smoking because I want to form a crust.
Okay.
Which this technique works on all sorts of different meats. From, I cook my steak this way. Why am I doing this? You're doing
I don't know. You tell me. Just tell me what to do, and I'll be happy.
We're just wanting to shift it around a little bit.
Okay.
All right, good place.
Right there.
Yeah, good.
All
Right there. That if I was going to cook a sea scallop, I would actually do this the exact same way. That I'm going to create a kind of a caramelized finish on the top of it by continuously moving it around the pan.
Okay.
And especially with the beef, it kind of takes a little bit more of a beating than, say, my chicken skin over there.
Right.
So I'm able to leave it down for longer, and it's going to kind of create more of a crust.
I got to sneak a peek. I know you're
Oh, it's getting
I know
pretty.
you're not supposed to do that, but I wanted to sneak a peek.
That's quite all right.
And for about how long should you do this per side?
Well, it depends on the thickness of the cut itself. On this one, I'm saying about 1.5 minutes per side.
Okay.
And of course, a couple things that happened for this, that it was sitting out on the board beforehand,
Right.
which it was tempering out.
Sure.
Which tempering saying that I brought it up to the room temperature, as close to as I possibly can.
Got it.
When I come out of the pan in a decent cook, I'm not just going to cut straight into the steak. I'm going to let the steak to rest.
All right, you ready to flip it?
Let's go and hit the next turn.
All right.
Oh, Daddy.
Yeah, buddies, that look good. That looks good.
So now that I have my steak in almost ready,
Right.
I'm going to start to add in my potatoes.
Any particular kind best with this cut of meat?
Oh, I mean, a lot of it is up to the person and what they hope to get, what sort of flavor they're going for. I have a preference for Yukon Golds, which these are baby Yukons.
And when you're pulling a piece of meat off the stove or off the grill or out of the oven, what is the premium time to let it rest?
5 minutes at least.
5 minutes at least. And again, that lets all the juices permeate throughout the meat. You cut into it right away, you're going to lose a lot of the flavor.
It's so true.
How long do you let these cook?
Prior to walking in today, I set these up for a quick blanch. And when I say blanch, it was salted water. I put a chiffonade on the greens, which was like it wasn't a chiffonade, it was more of just a quick cut on the greens to where I'm pre-cooking them before I cook them again. It doesn't mean that you couldn't potentially just do it straight in the pan, but for my purposes, it makes a little bit more sense to blanch them ahead of time.
Do we need to dress that up with anything? Maybe just a little bit more.
You want just a touch more
salt?
Oh, there it is.
Just a little bit. And a little bit more pepper.
Dig it.
Just a little. Like that.
Hey, very chefly of you.
I try to chef around a whole lot. All right.
We're going to need to kick this back to the pan. Oven's a little cold.
It's all right. So if you were cooking the chicken separately without the meat, how long would you have to do it if it's just in the pan?
My boss is, my mentor's thing was always don't be afraid to be perfect.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. And then let's see, you have some pineapple.
I cut up a little bit of pepperoncini to give a little bit of spice to my broccolini over there.
Right.
I took the zest from my Meyer lemon. I cut it off. I trimmed a little bit of the pith. So it's like at the very end when I go to toss these elements together,
okay.
I put in my zest, and at the very end I'm going to finish with the lemon because the lemon itself doesn't like heat.
And again, just to recap on the chicken, a few minutes in the pan, put it in the oven. You want a nice golden cap on it, probably 15, 18 minutes.
Or 15 to 18 minutes. It depends on the size of the bird. That not all chickens are necessarily the same size. All right, you ready to plate?
Yeah.
Well, this is a fantastic dinner for two. Of course, if you use the entire bird, probably enough to feed 4 people.
And you can get dishes like this at the Acropolis. You guys are open for lunch and for dinner.
Lunch and for dinner.
And you are open on Sunday, correct?
Yes, we are. We serve we're just starting to work on a brand new brunch menu.
Right.
But there's very much a classic nature that the Acropolis now is celebrating its 24th year. And it's been doing so much great for so long, I don't want to overcomplicate it.
Understood. Hey, Chef, I got to tell you, it's been a pleasure working with you today.
Right, thank you.
Chef Hardin Cowan, you can find him out at the Acropolis Grill at Hamilton Place. You can find out more about that by checking out their website, which is acropolisgrill.com. Stick around. We have much more right after this.